My little cherubs, welcome back to another video with Pedtalkz. Manchester City are officially crowned Premier League champions. Chelsea providing the guard of honour, and it got me thinking. We've spent a season relinquishing our football philosophy, relinquishing our winning mentality, relinquishing all of our staff. And when they lined up for that guard of honour, relinquishing our pride. Because that game should have been a nervous affair for Manchester City, all being equal. Chelsea in the top four, if not pressing for a top two, even maybe giving Man City a run for their money to win the league. But no, we're languishing in 11th. No chance of getting any higher outside of even the Conference League, European Conference League. And we are so far away from Manchester City. And I looked at Manchester City line up with their second string 11. And Chelsea, we're licking their wounds with a few more injuries. But really, with the squad that we've got, the individual talent that we've got, should I say, be able to at least match a second string Man City team. And for the first 15 minutes, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we even got in their box. I think we had one shot that wasn't even on target. And no meaningful duels. They won all the second balls. They carved through us like a hot knife through the proverbial tray of butter. And I used to be apoplectic when Chelsea had a poor performance or they weren't playing up to scratch because our standards were so high. I'd be an emotional wreck. I'd be physically in turmoil. Anxiety would be gripping me. But now, I'm indifferent. And whilst I still analyse in game and I make references out loud to a crap pass or a lack of energy, I'm calm. I've resigned myself, like many Chelsea fans, to our fate. And our fate is simply this. We are a club that have no connection anymore to a winning philosophy, DNA, that we'd worked for 20 years to build. Abramovich's legacy may remain, but there is no legacy left within the club. And the owners have systematically ripped this club apart. And they may think spending 600 million shows their intent and everything. But again, I've said this many times. You can have all the money in the world. It does not guarantee success. And Chelsea Football Club are a perfect example of that. We are a lesson in how to spend money, how to waste money. A collection of players that has no thought, no rhyme, no reason, aren't built upon a structure, aren't built upon a philosophy that is going to give us current or future success. And I think Pochettino, whoever comes in, has a far more difficult job than even you can imagine sitting outside the club or looking from a distance. It's so intrinsically damaged. And I sound like I'm being really dramatic, and maybe I am, but I am probably one of the more balanced Chelsea fans in terms of optimism. But I looked at yesterday and I just saw a club just trickling along. And we got nothing about us. We are a shell. But look, well done to Man City. Well deserved. Brilliant team. Brilliant coach. I wouldn't go as far to say it's a brilliant club because they've got truckloads of money like we have, but they spent it properly. They built a proper club, a winning machine, well-oiled, And they're on for the treble. And it would not surprise me if they get their hands on all 3 trophies. And fair play. As for Chelsea, on the day, their goal, Wesley Fofana, an inexplicable lazy pass through the centre of midfield, clearly not accurate, played with no force, no conviction, no meaning, easily intercepted. One pass into the front line and Alvarez sticks it away with aplomb, someone that doesn't play every game but comes in and is a world beater. They had 2, maybe one certain starter in their first 11 in the form of Walker and maybe Mahrez, although he's in and out more recently. And other than that, it was Stones maybe. Other than that, it was pretty much a second string 11. Even the goalkeeper looked like a worldie. And then you look up front and you look at Havertz, and I've defended him, and I think he's clearly a talented boy. You don't get to play in the Premier League and a club like Chelsea without being a talent of some form. And he was definitely pulling up trees in the Bundesliga, scored 20 odd goals. But his legacy will be the Champions League final and scoring that goal. But when you need grit, when you need determination, when you need physicality, when you need running, energy, determination, he lacks every single one of those elements that are needed in these tough times. And he is a mirror of the rest of the team. Bar Conor Gallagher, we know he runs around like a headless chicken. Noni Madueke, I think, is exempt from the criticism. I think he looks like a real talent, and he shows tenacity, drive, bravery with the ball. Everyone wants to go backwards. We get to the halfway line, we want to return and retreat. It's just appalling. We are an appalling football team and football club right now. And the only thing that I'm looking forward to is what the new kit looks like, because I believe the club don't have any influence on it. It's Nike's influences it. We don't even have a kit sponsor for next season. So what major corporation, and make no mistake about it, these are very important commercial decisions and important revenue for the club, given we're not in Europe next year. What corporate business wants to spend 50 million a season on a club like Chelsea right now that aren't in Europe, that are struggling to even have a draw at home to Nottingham Forest? And we need this money. We need this money from financial fair play, not because we don't have money, but we know how it works. And I fully expect in the next year or two that we are going to be under investigation, because you can't spend 600 million, not be in Europe, not win anything, and then expect us to be, financially viable. So a lot of players need to go out, and as painful as it is, because you want to see new incomings, and we need 3 or 4, 5 players that have Premier League experience, that are actual quality, not ones for the future that have never been near the Premier League, and they come here and they realise how bloody difficult it is, and made even more difficult when we're changing managers 3 or 4 times in a year. We put Frankie in for 10 games, and that's been an absolute failure. You tried your best to ruin his legacy, which it won't be, but it's done nothing for us. It's made it worse. And it's just delaying the inevitable, which is let's get the season out and done with now, because there is literally nothing to play for. The players look like they're on the beach. But show some pride, lads. Show some damn pride. So there we are. Another joyful, positive video on Chelsea Football Club. I, like many, share the sentiment. All you social media and Chelsea channel advocates, I've listened to you. Rory, I heard earlier, and I have to agree, mate. I know you can get pretty down and dour about the team, but Kai Havertz, there is no more defending it, and just generally abysmal. Just generally abysmal. Get the season over and done with. Let's get a bloody good pre-season. They need to be worked hard. I think they get 2 weeks off maximum. Get them back on the training ground. Get as fit as they've ever been. Get them running. I mean, there was no closing down. No closing down. What are they doing? Just ambling about. Anyway, I've said enough. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you very soon on the next edition of Pedtalkz. Toodles.